A very good evening and welcome to State of Business, our television's primetime business news bulletin. This is Madhu Palakumar. Let's take a look at tonight's headlines first. National Ozone Day celebration held under President's patronage. And 4th Triennial General Council meeting of the SARC Teachers Federation held today.
Students who fail from the ordinary level examination will not drop out from the system as in the past.
Now the story is in detail. President Maithripala Sirisena says that the parliament must be an example of efficiency, especially for a country that is moving towards the development goals. He also noted that the efficiency of the parliament has an impact on the efficiency of public service, and when achieving development targets, the efficiency of all these sectors are important. The President made these remarks while participating in the inaugural ceremony of EVAL Colombo 2018 this morning. The Global Parliamentarians Forum for Evaluation, together with EVAL partners, Sri Lanka Parliamentarians Forum for Evaluation, Prime Minister's Office of Sri Lanka, Parliament of Sri Lanka, and the Sri Lanka Evaluation Association are hosting the EVAL Colombo 2018, a 3-day forum from 17th to 19th of September 2018 in Colombo to promote evaluation by parliamentarians through dialogue and exchange. President Sirisena, addressing the inaugural ceremony, pointed out the importance of evaluating the value of Parliament by MPs and said that the number of days they attend Parliament is one of the major factors in maintaining efficiency of the Parliament. President Maithripala Sirisena says all must fulfill their respective duties to preserve the ozone layer, which is a wonderful creation of nature to ensure the survival of the earth and its creatures. He made these remarks addressing the National Ozone Day celebrations held at the BMICH today. Expressing his views, the President further said that Sri Lanka is committed to adhering to all international agreements, including the Montreal Protocol and Vienna Convention for the protection of the ozone layer. President Sirisena said that the lack of a proper construction policy is one of the major causes of the environmental damage and said that there is an urgent need for a national construction policy that should be jointly implemented by the state and private sector. During the event, the President also presented awards to the winners of the competition for school children held island-wide to mark the Ozone Day celebrations. The 4th Triennial General Council meeting of the SARC Teachers Federation was held in Colombo today. Minister of Education Akila Viraj was the chief guest during the occasion. The SARC Teachers Federation, established in 1995, is the only teachers' federation which is registered and recognized by the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. At present, the STF consists of 17 teacher organizations from 6 countries in the SARC region that are affiliated to Education International, which is a global union federation of teachers' trade unions. Speaking at the event, the Minister of Education Akila Viraj emphasized upon the measures initiated by his ministry in order to improve the education system within the country.
As a people's government, we have taken some salient initiatives to develop quality education in our country during the recent past. Even though we have established a network of government schools in and around the country to provide equal access to education, we have also noted that there is an imbalance of educational opportunities to every child in the country in the provision of education facilities due to various reasons. There is a big competition among the parents to admit their children to so-called popular schools, mostly concentrated in urban areas. This affected negatively in the provision of quality education. In order to eliminate this drawback, I have introduced nearest school is the best school concept as my own innovation based in my vision on education. Moreover, I have initiated action under the guidance and support of our visionary leader, Prime Minister Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe, on a strategic welfare measure called as Suraksha Student Insurance Scheme to ensure well-being of the children of my country. In addition, we have taken steps to extend the age of compulsory and free education for 13 years of schooling, honoring every child's right to education and international conventions and initiatives. This will give all the children of my country an opportunity to learn and succeed in their lives. Students who fail from the ordinary level examination will not drop out from the system as in the past, but will continue to do higher studies, irrespective of prerequisite qualifications and selection criteria.
Speaking further, Minister Kariyavasam highlighted the importance of further improving the quality and the efficiency of teachers in order to ensure that students receive a standard education.
As I have mentioned, teachers are a critical foundation of very education system to bring about a quality education. At the aggregate level, Sri Lanka has an adequate stock of teachers where it is relatively large number of teachers in comparison to student population. Even though we have succeeded in quantitative expansion of teachers cadre, we need to develop the quality and especially the efficiency of the teachers to impact quality education to the children. In this respect, we have been able to establish and develop South Asian Center for Teacher Development Center in Mipe in collaboration with UNESCO to train quality teachers by providing pre-service and in-service teacher training programs in addition to the teacher centers spread out in the country. Within next 5 years, we have determined to reach the goal of not sending untrained teachers to a classroom.
Let's take a look at more news after this short break. Welcome back. Ministry of Finance and Mass Media organized a media workshop this morning under the title Right to Information and the Duties of a Journalist. Addressing the gathering, Assistant Secretary to the Ministry of Finance and Mass Media, Tilaka Jasundar noted that discussions are underway with the relevant national education authorities to include the right to information subject by 2019 in school curriculum.
තොරතුරු සත්‍යයක් ප්‍රකාශයට පත් කරන්න අපිට අවස්ථාව ලැබුණා. පහුගිය සතියේ අපිට අමාත්‍ය මණ්ඩල අනුමැතිය ලැබුණා. තොරතුරු සත්‍ය ප්‍රකාශයට පත් කරනවා 21 වෙනිදා ඉඳලා 28 වෙනිදා දක්වා. ඒ සතිය තුල සුවිශේෂ වැඩසටහනක් ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවා. 28 වෙනිදා නෙළුම් පොකුණ රංගහලේදී අපි ජාත්‍යන්තර තොරතුරු දිනය ජාත්‍යන්තර සම්මන්ත්‍රණය පවත්වනවා 1500ක් තොරතුරු නිලධාරීන්ගේ සහභාගීත්වයෙන්. ජාතික අධ්‍යාපන ආයතනය සමග සාකච්ඡා කළා විෂය මාලාවන්ට 2019 ඉඳලා 2020 ඉඳලා තොරතුරු අයිතිය ඇතුළත් කරන්න කටයුතු කරමින් ඉන්නවා.
During an event held in Colombo recently, Anubhuti Sahai, the head of South Asia Economics Research of Standard Chartered Bank Mumbai, noted that the Sri Lankan economy is vulnerable to slower productivity growth, escalating protectionism, and to the slowing down of the pace of easing by major central banks including the Federal Reserve and European Central Bank. Speaking further, she suggested that the government should pursue economic diversification while leveraging on its strength to improve the investment climate in order to face these challenges.
Which is happening in the global economy is about productivity gains. It might not seem very relevant in the immediate context, but as policy makers, one has to think not only about today, but for decades to come. The second thing which Sri Lanka should focus on, or should be the policy approach, is to leverage on its own strength. Sri Lanka has an enviable ranking when it comes to human development indicators. It needs to leverage on its educated and healthy workforce, needs to build in more business outsourcing units. When it comes to high-level R&D, Sri Lanka definitely offers a massive opportunity. The third part is to do with streamline and stabilize. Bureaucracy, simplifying the legal framework, providing a more conducive environment for private sector to grow, linking the various parts of the economy are crucial to attain macro stability and to realize the potential of the economy.
Now let's take a look at the weekly economic indicators released by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka last Friday. During the period, crude oil prices showed mixed performance. WTI price fell at the beginning of the week, supported by signs of increased supplies by the US and Saudi Arabia. Prices subsequently rose amid looming US sanctions against Iran and falling US crude inventories. However, prices fell towards the end of the week due to risk that emerging market crisis and trade disputes could dent oil demand. Overall, Brent and WTI prices rose by $1 and 10 cents per barrel and 80 cents per barrel respectively within the period. The weekly average weighted prime lending rate for the week ending 14 September 2018 increased by 26 bps to 11.79% compared to the previous week. The reserve money decreased compared to the previous week, mainly due to decrease in deposits held by commercial banks. The total outstanding market liquidity decreased to a deficit of 19.171 billion rupees by the end of the week, compared to a surplus of 15.918 billion rupees by the end of last week. During the year up to 14 September 2018, the Sri Lanka rupee depreciated against the US dollar by 6.1%. Given the cross-currency exchange rate movements, the Sri Lanka rupee depreciated against the euro by 4.1%, the pound sterling by 3.7%, and the Japanese yen by 6.8%, while appreciated the Indian rupee by 5.5% during this period. Let's see how the stocks performed after this short break. Welcome back. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The all-share price index dropped 2.77 points to close at 6,028.49, and the S&P SL20 dropped 9.49 points to close at 3,130.28. The turnover was 440.3 million rupees and 14.8 million shares were traded. Next is Forex rates. With that, we are wrapping up State of Business for the day. We'll meet you tomorrow with more news at the same time. Until then, take care. Good night.